right. I think we're live. So here's what I'm doing. I was planning to put together a video this week from Knott's Berry Farm, and some stuff went. There's just too much stuff in my life going on. So I wanted to do this because tomorrow there will not be a Saturday morning live because Angie and I are working on a ton of stuff. Plus, we've got some company in town, and we'll actually be shooting the rest of our Knott's Berry Farm video that we were going to put up this week, and that'll be up next week. So I just wanted to come on here, do some Q&A, answer some questions, say hi if you're in the chat, and you know, hang out for a little bit. I feel like one of the great things about Network 1901 right now is that we're able to do the Saturday morning live show, and we're able to do some interactive things and be able to kind of take people's suggestions, put them into different shows. Rochelle, hi, welcome. Thank you so much for jumping in. So I know that this is not the normal time that we normally do Saturday morning live, and Angie's typically with me, but she is, yeah, just crazy. Good afternoon to you guys in Southern California. Happy Friday, April 6th. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. I'm planning to have a good weekend. My friend Chris or Corey from the No Midnight podcast is going to be in town. We're going to do Knott's Berry Farm tomorrow. And then I'm actually a big wrestling fan. So we're going to watch WrestleMania on Sunday, which starts at like 2 p.m. and goes till like 9. It's crazy. Also, I've been a little under the weather. I've been kind of sick, so if I'm sniffling on stuff, I apologize. Bobo and Bean Show, gold blooming is fantastic. Thank you so much. Gold blooming was like a if you don't know, we have 3 podcasts a week as well as our 3 videos a week on YouTube, and so you can check out the iTunes listing. You can actually check that out in the descriptions down below. Every Friday we're doing gold blooming, which is an entire Jeff Goldblum podcast. It's totally different from our Disney stuff. It was definitely a different venture for me. But yeah, I enjoyed the music from Gold Blooming this morning. Okay, so I uploaded the wrong file. I uploaded pretty much background music only this morning. I fixed it. So if you just got the background music only, you can now go re-download it. You'll get the whole show. It was a mess. I was up till 5 a.m. this morning to finish that show. So I uploaded it, woke up at like 9 a.m. and then went, oh crap, so I need to fix this. So for about 4 hours or so, it was just background music. Matthew, just randomly saw you were live today. Yeah, I'm live today because Saturday morning live, which is normally tomorrow morning, obviously Saturday morning, we're not going to do one. I'll actually be at Knott's Berry Farm with my friend Corey. I'm not sure if Angie's coming or not, but like the hour that we would typically do it between 9:30 will be like driving. So it's like I would rather do it at Knott's Berry Farm, but what are you gonna do? Hopefully we'll try and do some more live stuff from the parks, maybe at 9 a.m. on Saturday mornings. We'll try to differ that up from here and there. Noel, hi, welcome. I actually put out a thing that said if anybody wanted to ask me any questions, let me know. You could tweet at me or Facebook me. Now you can do it in the chat. Noel sent me a question, so I'll definitely get to that here in a minute. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me. Again, sorry if I'm kind of sniffly and stuff. I've been kind of sick all week, so putting together videos and podcasts this week was a little bit tougher than normal. And it's in Southern California. It's kind of hot right now, and I'm like burning up. And I know it's only April, and it's just gonna get hotter. Anybody want to talk about anything in particular, though? Because I've got a ton of stuff that maybe I want to talk about. I'm also not on this week's DCC, so I might cover a few theme park things here, as being kind of the theme park guy. But I'm super stoked. This weekend's the last weekend of Knott's Boysenberry Festival. I don't have the pin with me, but I went for National Boysenberry Day and had so much fun just hanging out for a few hours. And so I'm excited to go tomorrow and hang out some more. And I'm sorry if I'm gross here. Uh, Give me 1 sec. I'm sorry. It's the first time for everything. All theme parks would be awesome sauce. So I don't know who listened to the DCC this week. I'm trying to cover more and more non-Disney theme parks, as long as it's got kind of a geeky twist to it. Knott's Berry Farm does, Universal does. Now we cover the Warner Brothers world. Has anybody else got any other like really kind of geeky, theme park stuff going on? I know there's some around the country. I've been to a lot of theme parks, so I'm interested in talking that. So Noel sent me this question that said, and let me just read it verbatim here. He said, "Oh my gosh, I gotta go back. Sorry. You're a director for a movie based on anything from the theme parks: rides, lands, hotels, characters, minor details, new, being built, abandoned, anything. How do you make it? Who's in it? What genre? Animated or live action? What would be your message?" So, I would say Tomorrowland if they could remake Tomorrowland. However, they probably won't. So I would actually do like an Epcot, like Spaceship Earth kind of thing, because I want to get across that idea that Tomorrowland should have gotten across, that like our planet can be a wonderful place as long as we take care of it, as long as we use technology to its full benefit. Like, I really love what like the Musk brothers are doing, with everything across the board, with Tesla, with SpaceX, with their food production, like urban food production. For anybody who doesn't know, they are trying to like grow and sustainable farms within tiny crates in urban landscapes. And it's working. They can grow like acres and acres of farmland, what would have been farmland, in like a tiny box. It's so amazing to see like these kind of shipping crates, or like not shipping crates, like if you saw Ready Player One, like the stacks, like those kind of containers. So again, I'm sorry. Journey into Imagination somehow with Figment and Dreamfinder. Yes, that would also be excellent. Dude, a Figment movie should have happened a long time ago. A Dreamfinder movie should have happened a long time ago. The comic is fantastic. I would say out of all the like Disney comics that they've done, that's the best one that is out there. Figment 1 and 2. So go and check those out. Yeah. And what other things could they do? Like Kilimanjaro safaris would be great as well. Obviously, you'd get The Rock because he's in every jungle movie. Really though, I think it would be a great film. For a Spaceship Earth movie, I guess I would say Jeff Goldblum right now, because it's Goldbluming time, right? I also think that if you wanted to, I mean, they're gonna make Avatar movies, so I guess that's not really like anything else based on Animal Kingdom, but you could probably do an Everest film based on a Yeti if you wanted to as well, and make it like a live action film that could be kind of scary. I like that idea. Jungle, Noel pointed out Jungle Cruise, but it's already happening. I would have actually done Jungle Cruise a long time ago as well. That would have been my go-to, probably even before Haunted Mansion. I would have done like, I mean, I don't know why they did Country Bears, first of all, but they did Pirates and then Haunted Mansion. I would have probably done Pirates, Jungle Cruise, and then maybe Haunted Mansion. But they really should have done the Guillermo del Toro Haunted Mansion first. Maybe a spaceship, Matthew said maybe a Spaceship Earth, attempting to create a new space station to prolong humanity, but in the creation realize that we need to stay on Earth and appreciate what we have on Earth, like Interstellar. that's not necessarily. I don't think that's exactly what like I would do with Spaceship Earth. I would definitely talk more about communication, technology, and making the Earth better through technology. Not maybe going into the space idea, but you could do a mission space ride as well. Epcot is prime for all kinds of movie ideas. They just won't. I feel like Epcot is like the lost child right now. Disney loves that people go to Epcot, but they don't really want like people to think it's Disney. I don't know. Rochelle said, "Isn't that kind of like Tomorrowland?" It is kind of like Tomorrowland. I would so remake the Tomorrowland movie. It had such potential. Brad Bird is such a great director. I really feel like that movie could have hit a home run if it was just rewritten and it didn't try to have like a villain. I feel like it didn't need a villain. Maybe that's just me. Okay, so do you guys think that like movies always need a villain? Because I find sometimes that the best movies I've ever seen don't have like for Goldbluming we watched The Big Chill, and The Big Chill has now become one of my favorite films. It has no villain. It's just a movie where people kind of talk and come to conclusions and bring up questions, and I think Tomorrowland could have done that. Tomorrowland could have been an adventure film that didn't need to be like so. It was a sci-fi adventure that didn't need to be so sci-fi adventure-y. It didn't need to be so slapsticky. It could have been almost like Her. Her was such a good film about like the future or the immediate future. It didn't need a villain. It doesn't need to be a huge epic adventure. Yeah, it definitely, Rochelle, it definitely needed more. And I don't know if you guys saw Animal Kingdom today announced that for Earth Day, they'll be adding, like from the Avatar films, they'll be adding like the robots to Pandora, and I'm just not on board with that. I guess it's fine to do it, but you could definitely add that in. But don't advertise it as like an Earth Day thing. I feel like that's just like the opposite of what you should be doing for Earth Day. I think you should be adding more animals, animal exhibits. I think you should be adding more activities with animals. Like if you're going to do something cool for Earth Day, it should be like, every $10 you spend on Earth Day at Animal Kingdom, $5 of that money goes to, replanting trees in the Amazon, like that kind of thing. Not bringing out fun robotic attractions. I feel like that's not the message of the park at all. So, I don't know. And we're about to gear up for Pixar Fest here at the Disneyland area. I think Pixar Fest is going to go great. I almost feel like Pixar Fest is something that they should be doing as a yearly event and actually get rid of something like the Food and Wine Festival at California Adventure. People love the Food and Wine Festival and they make a bunch of money off of it. But Pixar Fest is something that they can ramp up the park. They can do more with the park. So yeah, Matthew said, "We'll be at Animal Kingdom for Earth Day, also their 20th anniversary. Super pumped." Listen, their 20th anniversary is a big deal, and Disney loves to do like their 20th and then the 25th and then the 30th, because it makes money, right? Like Disneyland, the 60th made a ton of money, and they didn't need to do the 60th. They could have gone from the 50th to the 75th without anything, really. The 20th, they should be ramping up stuff. Like, I don't understand how they could do so much at Disneyland, right? For like a year and a half. So much cool stuff. Reinvented the park. And then they just, like, anytime Epcot or Hollywood Studios or Animal Kingdom has a celebration like this, they just, like, don't do anything great. I don't know, just me. Most of my favorite movies are Pixar, so I'm excited for it. Yeah, so I was on like a live show last night for our friends over at the Story Geeks, Jay and Daryl. Jay is part of Goldbluming, and we did like the Pixar versus Disney bracket, and we all came to the conclusion that Pixar would win over Disney with Toy Story for sure. And Pixar Fest, Pixar Pier is a fantastic idea. I'm so looking forward to like all of the little small changes that Pixar Pier is getting from having been Paradise Pier, and I'm looking forward to all of like the treats, the ramping up of the parades, everything like that. Like, there's so much excitement around Pixar. Like, why? Last year they did like the Summer of Heroes for Marvel. They should be doing this kind of stuff all the time. They should be doing the May the 4th thing. They should be doing Pixar Fest. They should be doing some kind of Marvel Fest every year. Christian asked if I've ever been to Destination D. I've not done any of the Destination D events. I've done the last two D23 expos. The first one, actually, that I went to was 2015. And 2015 was kind of the year that Angie and I decided that we were going to move to Southern California. We were going to move to Anaheim so that we could be closer to everything at the parks. We could kind of, bring Network 1901. We could bring Modern Mouse Boutique and make a go at it. And we have, which has been great. And I'm interested in Destination D events, but those typically go to Walt Disney World over Disneyland, because Disneyland gets the D23 Expo. Matthew asked, I think Animal Kingdom is in their prime, an excellent state. Maybe except for Chester and Hester's Dino-Rama. Yeah. I like the concept of Dino-Rama. The execution is a little lackluster, especially when the rest of the park is so fantastic. Animal Kingdom is one of the most aesthetically pleasing parks, and like a big parking lot fair is not. Could they do? I think that they could actually still keep Chester and Hester and do something very different with that area. I don't know. A Chester and Hester movie is not going to be happening. Most people don't even know the story. It's so kind of buried in the area that you really have to be like an insider to get it, which is great, I guess. But like, it would be kind of nice to know like who Chester and Hester are, where they're from, why they built this area, and make that more common knowledge to the guests, and then maybe people would get it. But I think instead of creating like a little fairgrounds in a parking lot, it would be better if it was kind of an amusement park within an amusement park. A really well thought out themed land. This is my thought on it. I'm trying to think of what you could even do, because we've all been to like amusement parks that are like decent, you could definitely turn it into more of like a garden area, and say that like Chester and Hester had like a beautiful botanical garden that they capitalized on when dinosaurs were found in the area, and they turned the botanical garden into this kind of like little Dino Land USA. It's an animated comedy on why they built a fair. Okay, I'll go with that. I'll go with an animated comedy. Sure. Captain Akron asks, what's your concept idea for the Muppets? And I'm assuming that you're thinking just like in general, like what is your overall idea for what they could do with the Muppets? I think they should have. So recently they've been actually doing like live shows with the Muppets. Not like in the parks, even like they went to the Hollywood Bowl, did a live show. I think they did like they did a set at Coachella. I think that kind of stuff is super cool. I think that getting the Muppets back on TV somehow, whether that be a streaming service or actually regular TV. I think that, Corey just jumped in. He's probably waiting on me at the airport Well, not me, but he's waiting to get on a plane to come see me from the airport, or he's waiting. But the Muppets. Okay, so get them on TV. However, whichever way necessary, Netflix or the new Disney streaming service or on regular TV. I think that you have to go back to the like Muppets Tonight format, where it's not necessarily the kind of gong show variety hour, but it's not necessarily what they did with like the Office Muppets. It needs to be like almost like a late night show, right? And then again, I'm sorry for people. I've been kind of sick a little bit off and on this week. Once you can establish them for like a year or two on TV, I think that's when you implement more stuff into the theme parks. I think Muppet Vision 3D was a great idea. It needed to be upgraded. I would upgrade it at Hollywood Studios. I love what they're doing at Magic Kingdom. I would bring that concept, that kind of live show concept, to California Adventure. I'm trying to think, could they even fit into Disneyland? I don't think they can. I don't think you can put them in Disneyland. And that's fine. You don't have to. They don't have to be everywhere. But I think at least at every international park, at least in one of the parks, they should be there, right? Yeah. Give me one sec here. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Hopefully some things are better. Okay. Sorry. For the Muppets, I'll be curious on how the streaming show goes. Yeah, I think Muppet Babies, if they can push Muppet Babies on Disney Channel, that'll be great. What if America's Funniest Home Video style, but with Muppet skits? That could work too. I think they could play with the format a lot. Like they were trying to play with the format with the Office Muppets. It kind of worked. Rochelle said, "I hope you feel better, Josh. My allergies have been crazy lately." I think I've just been lacking like a lot of sleep. Getting like 4 hours of sleep nightly. I really need to change that ideal. But there's just been so much going on. So, but thank you. I'll get over it. I'll figure it out. Allergy season 2, and allergies kill me sometimes. Yeah, Muppets though, really would love them to be more of a mainstay. I feel like the Muppet Land at Hollywood Studios, they should really push it more. And then kind of just diversify, to all the other parks. They don't need like video games. They don't need, I mean, like maybe like a mobile game, like a Muppets mobile game. But other than that, just keep them in the forefront of people's minds, and you're fine. Muppets merchandise sells really well to people. Muppet DVDs sell well. So as long as you can keep them around, I think that's what matters. I fear for the future of the Muppets area at Hollywood Studios, says Matthew. Maybe. I think Muppet Vision 3D should be either updated or go away. The restaurant's there to stay. The Pizza Rizzo is there to stay. Thank goodness. That'll at least give them groundwork to kind of keep a Muppet Plaza area. Oh yeah, Corey said I love the mug. Thanks, it's my sloth mug. But how do you guys? Okay, because we talked about this on Saturday Morning Live. They're getting rid of Bugs Land, DCA, at California Adventure, to make way for Marvel Land. So they're getting rid of the Kiddie Land, which is great. There doesn't need to be, and Dale and I have talked about this extensively on the DCC, There doesn't need to be a kids only land at a family friendly theme park. At a theme park like a Six Flags or like even Knott's Berry Farm, where it's much more roller coaster heavy, much more height restriction heavy, that like, yeah, there needs to be stuff for little kids to do, but Disney doesn't necessarily need that. So Bugs Land can go. I would assume at some point Toontown will either have to change or adapt or go. So why are they building this Toy Story land at California, or not at California, just sorry, at Hollywood Studios, when it feels like an overly produced kids land? The Slinky roller coaster doesn't do anything for me. What is it? The aliens? Basically what like Tomatoes is at Cars Land is what the aliens are. Okay, sure. It's just not great though. It's not a great concept, and it's gonna sit right next to Star Wars Land that has all of the money put into it, and it bugs me because it's like Toy Story is such a great franchise, and you could do so much with it. And I just feel like they cheaped out. They cheaped out on it. Yeah. Noah said, do you ever get to see the two Epic Mickey spin-off concepts? No, I don't. I played the two games, the Epic Mickey games, but I didn't see any concepts. Was there concepts? I'd love to know about them. Matthew said Hollywood Studios doesn't really have a lot of kid-friendly rides. True. Although, I mean, Toy Story Midway Mania is family-friendly. You could say Star Tours is family-friendly, although, like, I feel like most people think of Rock and Roller Coaster, very adult. Even thematically adult. Tower of Terror, thematically adult. Very adult ride. But the rest of the park isn't really that adult, is it? I always thought that Epcot was the more adult park, but maybe it is. Galaxy's Edge will be pretty much inaccessible for many families. That's true. I don't know what they're going to do with Galaxy's Edge. Star Wars is going to be so packed and so crowded. And at Hollywood Studios especially, when Hollywood Studios doesn't have a whole lot more to offer. I don't know. Noel said that it was Epic Mickey Racing, which had some concept, then Epic Donald, which doesn't have much concept. Okay. Again... Okay, so they did Epic Mickey, which was a good game. Why they didn't introduce some of those elements into the theme parks, especially like with Oswald. Oswald went into California Adventure as like kind of a meet and greet, and he has like his little shop area. But that's it. There needs to be more Oswald, and I'm glad that the Runaway Rail, the new attraction that's going to Hollywood Studios, will have a little bit of Oswald, and we'll kind of have that feel. They need to be doing more with Mickey Mouse, with Oswald, with those characters. Especially, I love like the new style of animation for those characters, so I want to see more of that. I want to see more mischievous Mickey Mouse, you know, than like good-hearted, happy-go-lucky Mickey Mouse. I like mischievous Mickey Mouse. Yeah. What? I'm gonna try and take a nap here. Hopefully get over some sickness. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for a little while. I appreciate it. We'll try and do more Saturday morning live. Tomorrow's there's not going to be a Saturday morning live, but we'll try and do more of them outside of this set here. We'll try and do more stuff in the parks. Tomorrow we're going to Knott's Berry Farm. It's just not lining up. Knott's Berry Farm opens at like 10, and we normally do Saturday Morning Live at 9. So next time we do it, maybe we'll have a special start time. We just didn't think about it in advance. So if we go to Knott's Berry Farm, we'll do like a 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. special start time, Saturday Morning Live. If we do Disneyland, we'll do 9 a.m. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. And until next time, keep on moving, people.